Hi, we're Ralph and Lonnie D'Amicus. We're going to be doing the forecast for March 2025. I would like to mention really quickly, we've been getting a lot of comments about the calendar we've referred to. So if you don't have your calendar, you might want to visit Planetary Calendar so that you can follow along with us. So let's get started with the first week in March. You're going to get 8 days this time instead of 7 days because March starts on a Saturday. So we'll do the first Saturday.
Which is actually a really nice day. You've got a bunch of great lunar aspects going on, and Venus is turning retrograde. So what do we say about Venus turning retrograde? It's A. Venus turns retrograde at 10 degrees Aries amid a collection of pleasant lunar aspects. When Venus backs up, it can also be pleasant because we take more time for our self-care. On the 27th, it backs into Pisces, so people with the sun in Aries will feel special most of the month. Venus conjunctions are often the most pleasant, and the only problem with them is they don't last long enough. That's the first.
Venus at 10 degrees. So anybody who has anything at 10 degrees of cardinal will really be affected by it. You know, in the terms of Venus going retrograde, it's like a sigh of relief.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I don't have to always have my makeup on. Oh, I don't always have to be ready to meet the world. I can take care of myself. I can relax. I don't have to be on time even, you know. And Venus, because Venus is an internalized energy anyway, being retrograde doesn't bother it. In fact, she embraces it.
Exactly. And then on the Saturday and the Sunday, the moon is in Aries, so it's a good day for getting out and about with people.
I need to mention something. There's a goof right out of the gate.
Oh, no.
There should have been a gray box on
The second.
the second. I don't know what kind of glitch happened that we didn't either notice it. Very often, I think that when we see that kind of a line for the void of course, I often assume that that's 5:51 p.m., in which case it would not have a gray box. I already took my pencil and made a very light diagonal box around there so that I would notice it. So you might want to do that too. Get out your pencil.
It's a void, of course, on the Sunday. Unless you're working on the Sunday, it's a lot less of an issue.
But it's the whole day.
Yeah, but
and it can affect your personal life. Say you have your in-laws coming over and you were supposed to get some kind of special something for their dietary requirements and you spaced it, and now you're never going to hear the end of it. I mean, there are all sorts of situations that void of course is no bueno.
Okay, well, I think it's just a case of staying on track. And then on the 3rd, which is the Monday, Mercury is going to enter Aries. Another letter day.
Mercury likes Aries better than it likes Pisces.
Well, Pisces is really lovely, but it's a bit more internalized. So there's a lot of great scientists and astrologers who have Mercury in Pisces, for instance.
Well, Pisces is the all-knowing, and Mercury already thinks it knows everything. So when it goes into Aries, it's nice because it's got something new.
Right, and the fire signs will feel this more personally, but Mercury is moving slowly at this time. It's getting ready to turn retrograde. So it's moving slowly, so those types of things are not moving forward quite as much as they might, considering that Aries likes to move ahead kind of, enthusiastically.
Well, let's talk about those 2 white circle days.
Ah, yes.
On the 4th and the 5th, Tuesday and Wednesday.
Oh, yes. On the 4th, you have all those nice lunar aspects. And as you know, now above the line, it tells you what the aspect is above the number. So we have the moon is making a sextile to Mars, a sextile to Saturn. And it's conjuncting Uranus. Could be good, could be a little wacky. But the moon's going to be a lovely Taurus, the sign of the cow. And then the sun is trine sextile the moon from Pisces to Taurus. So it's just a very lovely, easy day.
And when you see that big lineup of aspects above the number, both on the 4th and on the 5th, first of all, it indicates a very social day, but at the same time, you also understand why we had to drop the parallels, because sometimes it's really hard for us to get all those glyphs in up there, but they're very valuable. And of course, remember that they are in time sequence.
Exactly.
So
from left to right.
on the 5th, the Neptune sextile occurs before the Pluto trine.
Exactly.
Etc.
And then you have a Mercury sextile Pluto on the 5th as well. What's interesting is that the 4th and the 5th, it's Mardi Gras and Ash Wednesday. So they're really kind of a wonderful time for those types of social events. So, and then on the 6th you have the moon is now in Gemini. You have a parallel between the sun and Saturn. You have a conjunction between the moon and Jupiter. I mean, those are always fun because people are a little more outspoken, I think, especially in Gemini. The people are going to want to chat. So take time to chat with people and engage with people. Now the sun's also square the moon, so it's a good hard working day. So after having those two, the 4th and the 5th, to socialize, you maybe have to get back to work on Thursday and get some things done.
Exactly.
And,
It looks like more work on Friday too, with those squares to Neptune and Mercury.
Yeah, that's true. But you got Mars and the sun. What is trying to each other?
Well, that just means to me you want to get out and move around in the world instead of sitting at your desk. So that can create a little bit of a disconnect there, but at least you'll be active.
Yeah. Well, Mars during this period of time is still in the sign
Cancer.
of the crab, right? So it's a very underestimated position because it's great for getting things done for your home. It's great for getting things done that kind of for your ability to nest, comfortably and be comfortable. I mean, it's a really strong position. It's very homey.
Well, and with that Cancer moon as well, after 8:30 in the morning, the very short void, of course, that should not affect too much of anything. And then a wonderful Cancer moon on the 8th, because that Mars, I think that Mars trine the sun sort of sets up the mood or the platform for that sun trine moon
the next day.
Which I don't know why there's not a white circle there. Did you not strong arm me for that? But look at the lovely aspects to both Mars and Saturn.
Right.
Venus has that square, but she's retrograde anyway, so I don't think you're going to feel that.
And in Aries, so it's okay. We may have a couple of little discussions we have to have in that day, But generally speaking, it's a nice, easy month, easy week. Though you have some real interesting stuff that happens between, Mercury changing sign and those two white circles, and generally speaking, it's nice because in the next week it goes a little wacky with the eclipses. So just be aware for that.
So thanks for joining us. Hopefully you're watching on YouTube at Planetary Calendar Astrology. And if you don't have a calendar, come visit us at planetarycalendar.com. See you next time.